Hi, today I'll be talking about zoos and aquariums and why they are harmful. There are over 10,000 zoos worldwide. Keeping animals in captivity is a problem because many animals are mistreated and the public needs to know about it. I have thoroughly researched this topic and feel that today I am qualified to speak on this issue. This is a problem, but even with barriers, we can individually play a part in helping shut down zoos and aquariums. The problem we are facing is that we are keeping and breeding animals in captivity away from their natural habitats. This is still a problem today because the public is uneducated about what really goes on there, but we can all help by spreading awareness. Many animals kept in captivity are not in their natural habitats and climates, causing them to receive improper care at zoos and aquariums. An article in 2020 titled Captive Polar Bears states that most polar bears are kept in facilities and climates which are totally unsuitable. It's not surprising that many captive polar bears exhibit symptoms of extreme stress, such as pacing back and forth in their enclosures, swimming in a stereotypical fashion, and shaking their heads erratically. Another issue is with the animals' health. Hitting close to home in San Diego, where SeaWorld is located, PETA in 2003 stated that almost 150 sea lions, beluga whales, dolphins, and orcas have died from infection since 1986 out of 816 listed under the park's care. This is an overwhelming statistic saying that about 18% of the animals kept at SeaWorld have died prematurely due to infections alone. Another issue is that PETA states in 2010 is that animals in petting pools, which is swimming with the dolphins or playing with the animals, exposes them to foreign bacteria and pathogens, which could make them sick. And it also affects their mental health because they are not used to getting so much human interaction, and it can cause them to become anxious, frustrated, aggressive, or even neurotic as a result. And this is a matter of both physical and mental health for the animals. And another issue lies with training these animals to do shows and entertain people for money. These animals are put through hours of training, and this can be extremely humiliating and dangerous for them having to do this for food because they could jump up and knock each other in the head and get seriously injured, or if they become aggressive, they can hurt their trainers because they are wild animals and not domesticated pets. However, zoos and aquariums are still making money and getting plenty of visitors despite how these animals are treated. This is because these places say they are keeping animals for conservation purposes, inspections are not always properly done, and because zoos state that they help educate people. They claim that they help educate people. However, conservationist expert Damien Aspinall in 2019 stated that unguided zoo visits result in improved biodiversity knowledge in only about one-third of the visitors, and that professional zoo educators can have better results in increasing biodiversity knowledge when working in schools rather than within a zoo. This means that going to a zoo doesn't necessarily improve your knowledge about these animals, seeing them in person. And zoos are inspected by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which makes us assume that the federal government will step in to protect these animals who are being mistreated. However, that is not the case. Brilliard in 2019 published an article about the Virginia Zoo stating that the federal inspection report was pristine, but that's not what local law enforcement officers found when they went to investigate. And the search team seized about 119 animals whose lives were in immediate danger. And the owner, Keith Wilson, and an employee were both charged with 46 counts of animal cruelty under Virginia law. This is bad because it's the federal government and they need to be held responsible for not doing a better job to protect these animals. They state that they are for animal conservation, but many practice breeding in captivity. PETA in 2019 stated that those who are reared in zoos are denied the opportunity to learn survival skills and can pass on diseases to their wild counterparts. Breeding programs produce cute baby animals to attract zoo patrons and generate revenue. This is dangerous because animals bred in captivity cannot survive by themselves in the wild and therefore are born in, live in, and die in zoos and have lived in captivity their whole life. And many times when zoos breed baby animals, it's to get more money and more visitors. And then sometimes they don't know what to do with them or have enough room for them when they become adults, so they're forced to sell them or give them away to another zoo. All this information may be hopeless and depressing, but we can all find ways to save these animals who cannot save themselves. We can help by signing petitions and boycotting zoos and aquariums, or even just spreading awareness about the issue. By boycotting zoos and aquariums, you are showing them that you will not go back or give them money unless they make a conservationist and healthy space for the animals and treat them properly. Spreading awareness can help get more people interested in the well-being of the animals and more supporting efforts to protect their lives and get them back into the wild where they belong. Also, if you want to know more about animals, there are documentaries where you can see them in their wild habitats, acting how they should, or if you want to learn more about how they are treated, a good documentary I've watched is Blackfish, about orcas kept in captivity. Locally in San Diego, we have the giant marine park called SeaWorld. Protest efforts recently forced SeaWorld to stop their breeding and captivity program, which is a huge step, but there's still more to be done. You can help by signing a petition I included a link in the presentation, or you could also search up PETA SeaWorld petition to help get them back into their natural habitats or into a sanctuary. Or if you want to take it a step further, you could attend or organize a protest at SeaWorld with your friends. The problem of keeping wild animals in captivity is a big one, with zoos and aquariums continually hiding the issues going on behind closed doors. Thankfully, we can all come together and help these animals who cannot help themselves. With all the improper care not being reported but in inspections, the zoos pretending they're something they're not for the public to keep attending, many animals are stuck alone in enclosures that are not their proper homes. However, we can all do something to help them feel not so alone. Next time you drive by SeaWorld, think about what's really going on there and help do something about it. Thank you.